I come from the viewpoint that being able to actually criticise things is a sign that actually, people are enabled to exist whether they agree or disagree with currently what's going on in society. The more you try and quash alternative opinions, you actually end up stagnating a society and creating a sort of totalitarian space where people aren't free to express and be themselves. I think that if people are afraid to express themselves, you end up having people living in sort of like an internal world that's very unhealthy for their mental health. An ability to express is good for people's mental health, but at the same time it also allows society to self-regulate. The person's words aren't the problem, it's more down to representation. I think there are ways to regulate ways that people speak in order to have a decent sort of self-regulating society without limiting the words that people say. I think the words are the problem. I think actually bigotry should be out in the open so it can be challenged, but the words aren't the problem, the views are.
Change their priorities.
I'm of the view that hate crime legislation is nothing but damaging. The reason being is that you can't actually understand if someone hates someone unless you speak to them. And even then, hate is a very complex emotion. It's not as binary as I love or hate someone. People say they hate people all the time when they don't mean it. It's an emotionally charged statement sometimes, and they get frustrated. The hate crime legislation in the UK doesn't actually require any genuine evidence that someone hates a particular group. It's a perception. So the law itself on the Metropolitan Police's website, for example, states that hate crime is anything that seems to be motivated by a perceived hatred towards someone's gender, race, ethnicity or whatever, but it's as perceived by the victim or a witness. Now if the witness doesn't understand the context, if the victim implies a context, so they've been taught that people hate them for their sexuality or whatever, they're going to see hatred towards that part of them. But it could just be that they're not particularly nice people.